Hey, hey. Hey, everybody, come on in. It's your girl Purpose, and this is the Sister Sandwich. Come on in. I told you guys we're going to do this twice a month. So we'll do it on the second and the fourth Wednesday of the month. So make sure that you guys are tuned in. Hey, all the way from LA. So I'm also on Instagram. If you're not catching me on YouTube, you can definitely catch me on Instagram as well. Hey, what's going on? Make sure you guys share this, whether you're sharing it on YouTube or you're sharing it on Instagram. You'll see me look left and right. That's because I am definitely going to be talking on both sides. So, hey, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am bringing the channel back. Checking in from Ohio. I got Ohio, I got LA, I got a little bit of everything going on. Make sure you share this with someone and make sure you hit the like button while we are live. You can also subscribe so you know every single time. Hey, it's been a long time, Miss Simply Being More. I see you being beautiful over there with your Say Bella. You are definitely a beauty consultant. Get it, girl. And so I am just really excited to be able to come back to y'all. It's been a while now. These sessions will only be about 25, no more than 30 minutes. I want to come in, get out. It's the Sistah Sandwich. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the Sistah Sandwich. So that you guys will know what's really going on, what's really good, and why I am talking about sandwiches. Why is she talking about sandwiches? Now I'm going to adjust this just a little bit to make sure you are getting the best view possible. Make sure you share this with somebody, send it to their inbox, send it to wherever you need to send it to make sure that they can get in on this Sistah Sandwich. Second and fourth Wednesday is what we are looking for to do. If you catch me slipping, make sure you hit me up and be like, hey, what happened to this week's live? I'm also going to be posting pre-recorded videos as well so that you guys can get information throughout the month. And the reason for that is coaching is my thing. And I want to be able to reach as many people as possible in whatever platform that I need to use to do so. So you will see me posting here on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, etc., trying to reach the masses, especially women of color. That is my calling, that is my purpose, and so I will continue to do so. Love you guys. I hope that you guys are enjoying this time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel Live on Purpose. That is /Purpose Speaks. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so that you can get any of the updates and you'll know when we go live. Now, sometimes I'm going to be live. Sometimes I'm going to be pre-recorded, but regardless, I'm going to be providing you with great content each and every time we step in the room. Let me introduce myself. I am Stacey Purpose Kirk, aka Coach Purpose, your favorite unbiological sister, here to give you the tea, the coffee, the wine, and the shots, but also and always serving you the sandwich, warm and sometimes cold. So what is a sandwich? Let's talk about it. What is a sandwich? So when I was in corporate America, I was the best. Hey, Sassy Diva, sprinkled by Sass. Giving y'all shout outs while we're talking. Make sure you talk to me the whole time, this whole 25 minutes. So if you have questions, please put them in the chat, either Instagram or YouTube, either way. Make sure we want to grow this. We want to touch as many women as we possibly can. So make sure that we're sharing and we're giving the information, and make sure you hit that like button throughout the whole time. So what's the sandwich? Well, I was known for the sandwich in corporate America. I was always holding a managerial position, and I was the best at giving feedback. And most managers sometimes just give feedback and they don't pay any attention to, building that person up. They just steadily tear them down, and then they wonder why everybody quits, right? So I'm your favorite unbiological sister, and I'm going to tell you the truth about yourself, but I'm going to wrap it up in love and hugs. So I'm going to smack you a little bit, but I'm going to wrap it up in love and hugs, and that's the sandwich that I'm going to give to y'all each and every time we go live. So yesterday I turned 47. I know. I don't look it, do I? Yesterday, I turned 47, and I am absolutely blessed beyond measure. I cannot express to you what this life has been for 47 years and what I have learned, but I am going to try. The reason why I'm going to try is because I feel like my experiences and my transparency within those experiences will help you guys as well. So I'm going to be sharing those. That's basically what this is about. You know, I'm also a business coach. If you're interested in having one-on-one coaching with me, you could just reach out to me at any time. I also have, 30-minute sessions, 60-minute sessions just for people to come and like, let's bounce things off each other. It doesn't have to be business only. It could also be personal related. So I turned 47 yesterday, and I was looking back at like all the lessons, all the experiences, and I'm like, what can I talk about on my first live? Thank you. Thank you very much. What can I talk about on my first live to really get it out there? That I am a person full of experiences that can help you not repeat the same crap that I went through. That's what this is about. In my opinion, women need to feed into each other on a regular basis. And that's what I plan to do. That's what this whole thing is about. And I really have a heart for women. I really think that, we give ourselves a bad rap. We talk down to ourselves. We're mean to ourselves. We're basically mean girls to our own selves. And so I want to shift that paradigm and start lifting us up. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Lifting us up to a higher level. That's where I'm at. That's where I want to be at, guys. And so, hey, Michelle Cole. I want to lift you guys up. Hey, Erica, get her book, Pieces of Me, Erica Patrick Van Zant. So I'm gonna be shouting people out. Pay no attention, just flow with me. We're gonna flow together. I want to make sure that I share things. So I'm looking back, I'm like 47 years old. And the first thing that sticks out to people is, okay, you survived cancer 3 times in your life. That's just one of those things that kind of eludes people. They hear that and they get stuck in that. And that is the truth. But let me just explain how one does that, or how one is led to do that. And it's a lot to do with the topic. So the topic that we're going to talk about tonight is, how do you get in your own way? How do you stop getting in your own way? And what do you need to do to realize that it's actually you getting in your own way, stopping you from reaching your purpose? So I started by saying that the level of fortitude it takes to survive not only the physical part of something like a cancer diagnosis, but the emotions and the mental stress that causes. A lot of times people like, oh my gosh, you could, the mindset of the big C word is you could die, you'll be very sick. And what people don't really look at a lot of times is the level of mental fortitude that a person has to have to survive such a disease. And that comes from inside. So I'm a firm believer that you have everything you need, right? You have absolutely everything you need to survive in this lifetime. You come here with all the tools. You come here with everything you need, right? And so I can remember being 23 years old, having 2 small children, being married, and getting a cancer diagnosis. Now, that was devastating, but I never took it as this is devastating. Oh my God, this is happening to me. One thing I know for sure is that God doesn't make any mistakes. And I was taught that by my mother. Even though throughout up until those 23 years, I had seen and been through a whole lot of stuff. And I can remember my mother saying, well, God will take care of it. And, as a child or as a teenager, you like, what? We need to take care of this now. Like, what do you mean God will take care of it? I haven't even seen God before, so those are the things that go through your mind. And sometimes as adults, we do the same thing. And so for 23 years, my mom has said, these are things that happen because life is life, and you have to have faith and you have to understand what's going to happen. Now, let me translate that into how do you survive a cancer diagnosis? Your mindset must always, okay, be focused on where you are supposed to go next, right? Where are you supposed to go next? Not the moment. Of course you're going to focus and you're going to get that cancer diagnosis and you're going to, internalize that. And I do believe you should feel what you feel in the moment that you feel it, but not too long. Don't stay there, right? So for me, I had to I internalized it. I let myself feel how I felt in that moment, but then I had to look at the next step. Okay, so I got this, and here's what I have to do. And not only that, this isn't the end for me. See, because a lot of people get a diagnosis and they feel like, okay, this is the end of everything, and I got to stop everything I'm doing, this, that, and the other. Let me break this down for you. If you get the diagnosis that your husband or boyfriend is cheating, you start to think this is the end of everything. I am falling apart on the inside. I will never be the same. No one will ever love me, right? If you get the diagnosis that your job is going to fire you, you're like, oh my God, everything is hinging on this. Everything is about this moment. I've been fired. How am I going to pay my bills? And people always focus on that minute moment in time when the news is delivered. Sis, I'm trying to tell you that if you could just flip that moment, if you could learn to flip that moment into what's next, the mindset of someone who takes a problem or an issue and starts to focus on what's the next block, what's the next step, what's the next thing I need to do. If you could take that diagnosis, whatever it might be, and flip it into here's how I'm going to, because I have to, and your focus and your mindset and your emotional stability is not caught up in that moment, because in a moment, they always say don't have permanent feelings for a temporary solution. I don't allow myself to get focused on the bad, because that's not what I'm here for. What I'm here for is to find solutions, to find ways to get out of the storm, right? That's right, Tiffany. To get out of this storm, I have to be able to to immediately click. And it's just that quick, guys. It takes this long to make a decision, whether you're going to be happy, unhappy, sad, whether you're going to make it through this, whether you're going to fight, or whether you're going to lay down and die. It takes that quick. That it happens in your mind that quickly. And so what we have to do as women, because we automatically go emotional, we automatically go into, well, how did this happen to me? And I've been good, and I've been this, and I've been that, right? But listen, it's not about that. In that moment, it has to be about something bigger than you. Always attach yourself to something bigger than you, because once it becomes bigger than you, guys, then you become attached to something godlike. You understand what I'm saying? Once you realize that I'm here for X, Y, and Z, then the moment just becomes just you got to go to the left, go to the right, whatever that looks like, right? What you don't feel, work the feeling, work through the feeling. But it's this quick. It's this quick that we make a decision to give up or fight. And so when people ask me, because they get stopped there, because that ain't all that happened to me. 3 cancer, going through cancer 3 times, 3 cancer diagnoses is not define who I am. It's what I survived. It's what I made, myself thrive through, right? It's not who I am. Once you make a decision for it to engulf who you are, for that thing to take over who you are, once you make that decision, then everything else is law of attraction, right? Everything else has to fall in line from your conscious decision. So if you decide I'm going to be sad and unhappy and this is going to make me upset and I'm going to be, I'm just going to be mad at God, I'm mad at the world, I'm not going to take this well, I'm not going to go to work, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. Once you decide in that moment that it's not something that you're going to take and make better, or take and thrive, or survive through to take and thrive. Once you make that decision, everything else has to fall in line. Every single thing else has to fall in line because it's law of attraction, right? But when you decide, I'm going to get through this, as a matter of fact, I got to finish writing this book. Plus, I got to talk to 1 million people out here. There's still 1 million people that I haven't touched and talked to, and I haven't fulfilled God's destiny for my life. So this is just one of those things that I got to get up, take, doctor, what I need to do, blah, 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 blah. Let's go, and treat it like it's a checklist to the next. Check to the next, right? Check it off your list until it's time to go to the next thing. That's how you start living in your purpose. That's how you make a decision not to let the things that you feel could stop you from stopping you. You get in your own way in the moment that you decide that you're going to get in your own way, and whatever that looks like, right? That could mean excuses. That could mean, well, I got my kids, I got my husband, I got my boyfriend, I got my job, I got all these things in which I can't move forward. I have to do this. You are making a decision. And the crazy part, ladies, is you're making a decision for yourself, for your husband, for your job, for your kids, because you haven't necessarily put it out there to them. You have created and already destroyed in that same moment. You have created a great idea. You have created an opportunity and destroyed it all in the same moment. You have to understand that it's within that moment that I can go left or I can go right. And the more I go right and the more I recognize the moment, that's the thing. The more I recognize the moment for what it is and give it the proper amount of energy. The proper amount of energy, because some of us give a lot of crap energy that stuff doesn't deserve, right? Does cancer deserve all of my energy? No. Cancer does not deserve all of my energy, and it will never have all of my energy unless I'm on this side of it helping other women to get through. That's all the energy it's going to get, and it's the women that's going through it that's going to get the energy, not the disease, right? So you have to make a choice. Is the unemployment going to get the energy, or is it this is entrepreneurship time to bet on me energy? Is it going to be the fact that my boyfriend cheated on me, my husband cheated on me energy, or am I going to give energy to what's next for me? Right? Because these things happen because they are in alignment with God's plan for our life. The minute you decide that this is about you and not about something bigger, that's the minute, ladies, that's the minute that you lose all focus. And you'll never survive. And survival is bigger than making it from point A to point B. A lot of people have come through something, but they didn't survive that thing. Don't get it twisted. Just because you have come through a thing from point A to B doesn't mean that you function well now, right? Some of us are still stuck a little bit on things. You can't understand why, when you were molested as a child, how that's affecting you not being able to respond well to your boss. Right? See, these things have a nasty habit of showing up in places in your life that it doesn't make sense to you at first, but then you start drawing the lines and you like, that's the reason why I can't have a fully functional relationship or a fully functional friendship, because I decided to focus and just make it through and not survive that thing. You got to understand, ladies, this is about survival and then thriving, not just making it through, because these things have a nasty habit of repeating themselves. So I want to just take a quick minute and look in the chat and see if y'all have any questions, any comments, any thoughts. Look like Tiffany has quite a few comments. Don't always speak everything unless it's going to feed you. Don't listen to everything that's not going to feed you either. See, everybody is accessible now, right? Anybody can get on a soapbox and jump on live like I did, right? And tell you a story and make you feel something, right? But you got to be more discerning on what goes in and what comes out. Because what goes in and what comes out is a direct reflection of how you are living your life or how you will. It's law of attraction. If you got bad going in and bad coming out, guess what? It's going to be all bad. You have to be discerning and protect yourself. That's a good point. So what this is going to do is I'm going to beat you up a little bit and I'm going to love on you a little bit. The one thing I want to say is that women, especially women of color, are amazing human beings. You guys are God's best creation. You have mental fortitude, even if you haven't tapped into it yet. You have ingenuity, creativity. You know how to make a way out of no how. You can take point A to B and take it all the way to Z if you have to. You can feed your kids when you don't have any food. You guys are amazing. What you need to understand now is that you can survive anything that comes your way. Anything that comes your way. Anytime I can sit before you now and say that I've been broken, I've been molested, I've gone through cancer, I've gone through divorce, I've gone through mental and physical abuse, I have gone through all of these things, wrongful termination, I have gone through all of these things, and I have been able to take that and still tap into my purpose and focus on what it is that God has for my life. Why? Because I don't give it more than the snap of my finger. Not more than the snap of my finger. See, there's a map, and there's steps that you got to take to get on the other side of that thing. Meanwhile, you need to fulfill your destiny as a person, because none of that is your destiny. There might be lessons in each one of those things, right? There may be things that we need to work on, right? But there's not you in it. Take the you out of it, because you are a part of something greater, something bigger. Your purpose on this earth is way, 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 way bigger than we are allowing ourselves to see. We are seeing a moment, we are seeing an emotion, and we're deciding to live in it instead of getting through it. And it takes that long to make a decision. Am I going to live in it? Am I going to wallow in it? Or am I going to actually just get through it and move on to what's actually here for me? What is actually my thing, right? What do you recommend for women who struggle with self-doubt and getting into their own way? Listen, what I recommend about getting in your own way is recognizing when you're in your own way. A lot of times people have a tendency of blaming, women have a tendency of blaming people, places, and things as to why they are not where they want to be in life. And when you take the time to look back at the experiences that you have had, when you take the time to look back and see the parts that you played in your own life, you can quickly recognize that you have been in your own way. You made the decision that you weren't good enough. You made the decision that you didn't have enough. You made the decision, period, that you weren't enough. And in that decision making, you started to doubt yourself. You started to listen to naysayers. This ear and this ear, they don't hear anything unless it was from God or unless it was intuitively in self, right? You have to learn how to listen to yourself and put people to the side. And you also have to learn to listen to those who actually do have your back, and listen to those who have come before you, right? When one thing goes bad, we tend to pile up every other bad thing on top of that before we're able to catch. Absolutely, Erica. And I have to go with this, but I'm going to respond to that before I go. The one thing I do want to say is we have a habit of not dealing with stuff in the moment. We internalize and internalize and internalize until there's nothing left of us. We let problems stack on top of each other. We let bad things happen to us and we don't deal with them. We let people treat us ways that we don't want to be treated, but we don't deal with it. We treat ourselves badly, but we don't want to deal with it. Right? And we allow this behavior. Meanwhile, we're up to here and we are swimming in our own mess because we haven't allowed ourselves to deal with it. That's a good topic, and that's the sandwich probably for next time. That's awesome, Erica. I appreciate you guys for joining me this first time. Please share this video. Please share this the channel on your page. I'm going to be promoting women on this page this week. I want to make sure that I promote Halo by Kobe. Check her out on Instagram. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Ring the bell for when I go live. And also make sure that you are following me on Instagram, preciselypurpose.com. I cannot wait to talk to y'all next time. Man, this 25 minutes went by like that. Talk to y'all soon.